So I want to take a moment to clarify profit, at least in the sense of economics, specifically Austrian economics. This is something I've seen lots of people, including economists, get mixed up. The idea of like that people are purely profitable people, that they're purely after monetary profit, they're after income, after material wealth, that kind of thing. And that's mostly true, but is not entirely true. And that's the thing that I appreciate about the Austrians, and in this case specifically Mises, where they do expand the definition of profit to encompass everything. And one of the criticisms, of course, that I've seen from the seen aimed at the Austrians is that they're too vague, they're too broad, they're not specific enough. But that, in the end, if it's correct, if it's realistic, if it's a correct explanation of reality, then who cares if it's vague? Who cares if it's too broad? Because if you're getting specific to the point where you're no longer correct, then who cares about specificity? Like, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And in this sense, I think people misunderstand exactly what profit is. And this is something that Ludwig von Mises clarified: the idea of psychic profit and loss, that companies and organizations are not necessarily after purely monetary profit. Some of them are, sure, many of them are, and for the vast majority of them, that is part of their goal, is monetary profit, obviously. But there is the idea of psychic profit, the idea that you're after not just purely material income, but you're after an increase in satisfaction or happiness, an increase in your well-being, an increase in what you want. And this is what he clarified by psychic profit, that there are such examples where business owners will make decisions, or organizations will make decisions that are not necessarily purely profitable in terms of monetary profit, but are overall profitable in that they are still bringing benefit to the person. So an organization would be like a think tank, or an organization that they're like some kind of political organization, or where their goal is not entirely just to make money, but their goal is to spread a message. So they may sacrifice profit if it means getting more of their message across, preserving that message. So, of course, organizations where you could sell out and make more money, but they don't sell out. Does that mean that the idea of profit is completely wrong in economics? No, it means that that specific idea of monetary profit is wrong. But the idea of just, it's not that they're pursuing monetary profit, they're pursuing personal, what they view as profitable to themselves. So again, if you're a business owner, for example, and you want to hire your son or your nephew or something like that, or your niece, whatever, if you want to hire a family member, and you understand that, hey, if you went out and interviewed 30 people, you will no doubt find someone that's harder working and a better employee than your relative, but you hire your relative anyway. That is not going against the idea of profit. It's the idea of, hey, it's going to bring about more satisfaction and happiness to me if I have a family member whose well-being I want to see advance working with me as part of this business. It's that idea. Like family businesses. Why do these businesses stick within the family when they could go around and hire someone and interview and hire people outside of the family that may do a better job? Well, the whole reason they do that is because that valuation of, they put a higher value on family members than specifically like the best employee kind of thing. Now you can say that's to their downfall, whatever. The point is, there is such a thing as a psychic profit. So when we see businesses out there that are making decisions that don't seem necessarily purely profitable, the reason they're making this decision is either because they view it as profitable, or because it brings about this psychic profit. The idea of like if you want to spend money on something, if you want to, donating to charity, for example. That's a good example, donating to charity. Obviously, you're losing money when you donate to charity, right? Unless it's the Clinton Foundation or something like that. When you donate to charity, you're not expecting to get that back. It's not an investment, but you still do it anyway. Does this go against the idea of profit? No, it's the idea that you're gaining a psychic profit. You find an organization that you want to see succeed, and by giving to that organization, you are gaining a psychic profit, personal satisfaction and happiness, whether that be the idea that I made a difference, or that this organization that I support is doing better, whatever the reason. That's where that psychic profit is. The idea that you're giving up a monetary profit for a psychic profit, but it is profit nonetheless. And I think that is something that certain economists that are more purely focusing on the money aspect kind of miss. No, not all humans act like that. The idea that humans are purely seeking monetary profit or material income is not, that's true for some people, but not always, not even most of the time even. You could say, depending on whether you're operating a business or just people's personal lives. The people act to that if you include this idea of psychic profit within the grander scheme of what profit is, then yes, they are always pursuing a profit. They're pursuing something that increases their own satisfaction or happiness, or rather, actually, to get even more detailed, they're pursuing something that they believe will increase their overall satisfaction and happiness. So even when they're doing hard work, something that they don't enjoy doing, some kind of work that is suffering, and they would rather not do it if they didn't have to, even then, they're still increasing their overall psychic profit because they're thinking long term. They're thinking this is a means to an end. And again, if you make a bad investment, for example, that doesn't debunk this entirely. That the investment turned out to be bad and therefore they didn't earn a profit. No, it's the idea of they're pursuing what they believe to be profitable in the sense of gaining more satisfaction or happiness, whatever that is. And of course, that differs from person to person. So when it says here in the Mises Wiki, it can neither be measured or weighed, that can only be felt or sensed. This is something that it sounds kind of abstract and wishy-washy, and it sounds like, well, where's your proof? It's the general idea of, okay, well, that's as specific as we can get because people are different. People value things differently. Some people will donate to some charities, some people will donate to others. Some people will donate to a political organization that pushes left-wing politics, other people will do it with right-wing politics. But the overall point is, they're pushing, they're making an action and pursuing this kind of profit, which can include psychic profit, can include whatever, because they believe it will increase their overall satisfaction or happiness. So hopefully that makes sense, because I do want to clarify this up. I think a lot of people criticize the field of economics, and they kind of toss out economics altogether because they see this idea of just pure profit motive, and they think purely material money, and they're like, no, this stuff is crap, so they dismiss it altogether. No, you can't do that, right? This is something that if that's your critique of the economics field, that it doesn't take into account this kind of stuff. Well, look at the Austrian school, because they do take it into account. But let me know what you think in the comments section. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more if you think I'm wrong. Let me know why in the comments section. And thanks for watching.